Have you ever laid awake at 2 a.m. replaying a conversation from 3 years ago? Or spent an hour rewriting a two-sentence email because you were terrified of sounding stupid? If you're a chronic overthinker, people have probably told you things like, just stop thinking about it. Relax. Think positive. But here's the problem. Overthinking is not solved by thinking harder. In fact, the same brain that created the spiral usually cannot think its way out of it. And here's the part most self-help videos completely miss. Your brain is not trying to destroy you. It's trying to protect you. Today, we're going to look at the real neuroscience behind overthinking, why your mind gets trapped in loops, and the surprisingly physical step that actually helps break the cycle. To understand overthinking, you first need to understand this. Your brain is not broken. It's doing exactly what human brains evolved to do. When your mind isn't focused on a task, like driving, showering, washing dishes, or trying to fall asleep, your brain activates something called the default mode network, or the DMN. Think of it like your brain's background processing mode. In healthy amounts, it helps you reflect, plan, and make sense of life. But when anxiety enters the picture, the system gets stuck. The DMN becomes a treadmill for your mind. You burn huge amounts of mental energy without actually going anywhere. And this is where overthinking usually splits into two patterns. The first is rumination. That sounds like, why did I say that? Why did they look at me like that? Why am I like this? That loop is focused on the past. The second is worry. That sounds like, what if I fail? What if something goes wrong? What if they secretly hate me? That loop is focused on the future. Different direction, same treadmill. But here's where things get really important. A lot of mental health advice online says, just change your thoughts. But that ignores something massive. Sometimes your overthinking is not irrational. If you're stressed about money during inflation or walking on eggshells in a toxic workplace, your brain is responding to a real environment. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means your nervous system has learned to stay alert. And this leads to the second thing most people miss. Overthinking is not just mental. It's physical. When your body enters stress mode, your heart rate changes. Your muscles tighten. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your brain senses that physical tension and starts searching for a reason to explain it. That's why anxious people often think more at night. The world gets quiet, but the nervous system doesn't. And if the body feels unsafe, the mind keeps scanning for danger. So if overthinking isn't solved by thinking harder, what actually helps? You work from the body upward, not the head downward. Here's the 3-step toolkit psychologists often recommend. Step 1, calm the body first. Before you challenge your thoughts, signal safety to your nervous system. Drop your shoulders. Exhale slowly. Stretch your muscles hard for 5 seconds. Or use the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method. 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear. Because when the body starts calming down, the mind often follows. Step 2, stop carrying every thought in your head. Your brain repeats worries because it thinks the threat is unfinished. So write everything down. Not perfectly, not neatly. Just get it out. A messy brain dump on paper can interrupt the mental loop faster than people expect. Step 3, create a worry window. This sounds simple, but it's surprisingly powerful. Pick a 15-minute window each day, maybe 6 p.m. to 6:15 p.m., and tell your brain, we are allowed to worry then, not right now. If anxiety shows up at 2 a.m., remind yourself the thought has a scheduled appointment later. Over time, this trains the brain to postpone the panic instead of obeying it instantly. And finally, be patient with yourself. Seriously, most videos online promise to cure anxiety in 60 seconds. Real nervous system healing does not work like that. Rewiring an anxious brain takes repetition, practice, consistency. Some days will feel easier than others. That's normal. And if your mind still races tonight, you didn't fail. You're just practicing a new skill. The goal is not to become someone who never feels anxiety. The goal is to become someone who no longer obeys every anxious thought. So be kind to your brain. It's been trying to protect you the whole time. And if this video helped you feel understood, subscribe for more science-backed psychology videos that actually respect your intelligence. And let me know in the comments, do you overthink the past or fear the future more? Thanks for watching, and give your mind a little rest tonight.